Random Shark. Originality is quite an odd concept on YouTube because, from what I can gather, most people seem to believe that it died on the platform long ago. And while, from a technical sense, that may not be entirely accurate, I think I see where people are coming from when they say it. A lot of YouTube is focused around following what's big at the time in your specific genre and capitalizing on that topic until the next trend rolls around.
This next trick is called the bunny hop, and I'm gonna let this one speak for itself. Check it. So sick?
And I'm not even specifically talking about the commentary community in this instance. Most channels out there follow trends of their genre to siphon off the momentary popularity of that subject matter. For example, when a new big video game comes out, you know that every Let's Player is going to have a series of videos on it. Or when the clickbait community latches onto a specific title that's raking in the views, like "Thank you for 0 subscribers." Or when a new trailer or viral video comes out and every reaction channel jumps on it because everyone was asking for it.
It's blowing up, everybody wants to see it, so I'm gonna react to it.
But the point being, YouTube is a pretty repetitive place, and a lot of channels out there from a surface level don't have many degrees of separation from others in their respective genres. Take for example the Fortnite Dance Challenge, which first of all, is not a challenge unless the contest is to see who can look the stupidest while doing it. Quick round of applause for Ali A.
Alright, this one's all about like momentum and speed and getting into it, so you sort of just, you gotta get into the rhythm. I start like this, and then start putting your hands behind. Oh my god, I'm so bad, hold on.
But more importantly, it's something that became popular with the success of Fortnite and has been replicated to capitalize on that success. However, if you were to take a quick scan of videos in this field, you'd notice that nearly all of them are pretty much the same, right down to the selection of the thumbnail. Do the dance on one side and throw up an example of what you're trying to recreate on the other. Unless of course you're FaZe Rug, and you haven't the time for such complex editing maneuvers, so you film it like a reaction channel.
Okay.
Hold on. Okay, ready?
Okay. Yes!
Woo! I'll be damned if he didn't splash a little extra sizzle on that last one. But regardless, most of these videos follow a very simple format, so if you were to look at them from the perspective of, are these videos original, then chances are your conclusion would be no. And though this may seem like a very specific example, it can be applied to YouTube on a larger scale as well. These two channels both use Facecam and talk about other YouTubers. Samesies. These YouTubers both scream a lot and play video games. Samesies. These two YouTubers both talk about cringy/absurd videos on the internet and make dull comments about them. Samesies. This concept can be applied to pretty much anyone who has a fleeting resemblance to another channel on this website. When I started my Trivial series and made episodes on Wild Spartans and Sinnoh, I remember getting comments along the lines of, "You can't criticize these people because you are the same as them." And while I haven't seen those comments in quite some time, I'm sure that's still a relevant thought that some people have on the subject. And to some extent, they are right. I, like them, am a commentary channel, and as such share a lot of the same tropes associated with that label. So to a person leaving a comment like this, they don't see enough with my channel that sets me apart from others in my respective genre. Therefore, I am unoriginal. And while I would argue that they're wrong, they can argue these tropes to take a very general case for how my content is similar to others in my respective genre. I talked over gameplay, talked about another YouTuber, and took a critical eye to them, things that are often associated with this genre.
It is your host Sinnoh here, yet again, for another colloquial dessert for your inner ear.
And in this way, originality, or seeing someone as original or unique, is sort of in the eye of the beholder. Taking an example from earlier, I know very little about Kwebbelkop. I know I made a video on him because he was a jackass on Twitter, I know he uploads a lot of gameplay content, and I know he likes to get a bit rambunctious while doing so.
Wait, what? I win? You guys are gonna die.
So to me, he's just another loud is funny Let's Player. As for Jacksepticeye, I know perhaps even less about him and his content. I know he had or has green hair, he's Irish, he uploads a lot of gameplay content, and likes to get a bit rambunctious while doing so.
Bush! That was a regular bush. Bush! Also a regular bush. Okay.
So to me, both of these people are indistinguishable in terms of what they're putting up on this website, with perhaps Kwebbelkop being a bit more distinctive because I know he predominantly does GTA stuff. But other than that, I see very little difference in their content. And to that, some people may say, "What? That's crazy! Kwebbelkop/Jack is so much better than Jack/Kwebbelkop." and you may even be able to argue a case for them and their distinction. But personally, from my underdeveloped knowledge or interest in them, they both play video games, they both over-exaggerate for entertainment purposes, and they both use facecam.
Whoa, Haunted, no worries, I got you. I'm your bodyguard, boy. I got you, my man.
I almost threw the game.
So to me, they are unoriginal from others in their respective genre. Or alternatively, I've been getting back into Pokemon lately, and 90% of the PokeTuber community is indistinguishable to me. They all use character stills that attempt to replicate the Pokemon anime, and they have a ton of top 10 lists to their credit. But the point being, when you look into a specific genre, you're going to typically notice a lot of similar tropes in their content. And it's not separating yourself enough from these tropes that seems to make people think that your channel lacks originality. And given the definition of originality, that makes sense. Because in order to have originality, you just have to have something that makes you unique from others. However, there's also the possibility that when people say YouTube lacks originality, they're referring to the idea that no one on YouTube is original because everything has been done before. And to that I say, yeah, you're probably right. There are very few channels out there that have completely created a new genre of content for them to exist in. But I don't really see the point in making mention of it personally. It's like saying that there shouldn't have been Infinity War because there have been superhero movies in the past.
Be Captain America, Steve.
What I do find interesting, however, is YouTube's reliance on outside subject matter. What I mean by that is most YouTubers, myself included, require an outside source, usually entertainment, to make their own form of content. Fortnite YouTubers are talking about Fortnite, movie reviewers are talking about movies, beauty channels are talking about new beauty products, so on and so forth. Most channels out there don't create things that are self-reliant. They instead rely on outside subjects to talk about instead of creating their own story or something that could be wholly unique to them. Don't know how well that point came across, but I think of it like this. A show like The Office works independently from any other shows. It creates its own unique universe to latch onto, with its ever-evolving story being the thing that pulls in the audience.
Hey,
Stanley.
are you okay?
Oh my god.
Daddy.
Oh my god.
YouTube typically doesn't work like this. Instead, most YouTubers need to pull relevance from other places instead of being able to retain viewers through their own ever-developing story or content. At present, a very big thing to pull relevance from is Fortnite. Ali A didn't make Fortnite, Ninja didn't make Fortnite, Jake Paul didn't make Fortnite, if you see what I'm saying. Most people, myself included, are relying on an outside influence to help them succeed instead of creating something that's wholly independent from a third party. And personally, if you want to make a case for unoriginality on YouTube, I think that's an interesting string to tug on. Anyways, that's the video, guys. Like it, don't like it, let me know. I think originality on YouTube is a complex topic, and I don't really have a specific point to make with this video. I just wanted to share some thoughts on it and what I think's interesting about it. Shark pride for life, bruh.